Hi there and welcome to another midweek memo. This last Sunday, Elliot gave some great teaching at the beginning of Lent, and he's going to share a little detail of that with us today. Elliot, go on.
Well, have you ever been tempted to, instead of going God's way, you've been tempted to try and get power, get influence by your own way? And we were thinking on Sunday about how the Word of God is our superpower to fight against evil, fight against temptation. Now, one example, Jesus had to fight this, and Jesus used the Word of God as a superpower, is in Matthew 4. This is from Matthew 4, 8 to 10. And it's when Jesus was in the desert being tempted by the devil. So it says, again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. All this I will give you, he said, if you bow down and worship me. So you can see, tempted to go by a worldly way. Jesus said to him, away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only. And so using the Word of God as a superpower, Jesus fought against that temptation to go and get power by worldly means, and instead said, I know God's way is better. I know that's what his Word says. That way is so much better. So you could say it was a bit like, if you'd like to hold this for me, Jesus was tempted not to trust. Not to trust that God's way was so much better than the worldly way that the devil was trying to say. So what Jesus did, he got the Word of God and used it like a superpower to fight against the no trust and destroy it. And he knew that he could trust that God's way was the best way. And he used the Word of God to fight that. And so the Word of God is our superpower to fight against temptation and fight against when we want to go our own way.
This is brilliant. Elliot, thank you for teaching us again. We got there in the end. Now, the amazing thing is, this is not a plan, but it was timed to coincide with the release of a new song, which is all about the Word of God. Stu, tell us.
Yes. So Friday just gone, we released a new song, and it's called Your Word. And it's all about this idea that the Word of the Lord is there to help us, it is there to support us, it is there as truth. It's based on our verse of the year from last year, which is Psalm 119, verse 105, which says, your word is a lamp for my feet and a light for my path. It illuminates us, ahead of us and behind us. And this is what the song says. Now, the song is out everywhere, and we would love you to listen to it. If you are a Spotify user, Apple Music user, or Amazon Music, or wherever you can listen to music, you will find Your Word by Emmanuel Worship. I'd love you to type that into your search bars and listen to it. It's also on YouTube. We're going to show a little bit of it at the end of this video, and then you can click through and listen to the whole thing as well.
And it's not the only song that we've released, is it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So if you found Emmanuel Worship on your streaming place of choice, then you will find all of our back catalogue. We released an album a few years ago called The Realization. We have an EP called Through It All, which we released recently as well. And that is not the only thing, because we've got some more exciting stuff coming up. We figured that we have been writing and singing our own songs in our church for long enough now that we've got enough of our own stuff to fill an entire night. So let's get everybody in one room, sing all of our songs, and record a live album. So I would love you to put a date in your diary. The 26th of May, 2023. It's a Friday, 26th of May. And we're going to open up the church, have a band playing all of our songs, and we're going to have it as a worship night. And it's going to be wonderful. So get that date in your diary.
Fantastic. Thank you.
While we're on the subject of music, I've had an idea. And you know what I'm like with my ideas. I've had this idea that on Easter Sunday morning, I would love to have an orchestra leading us in worship. Wouldn't that be amazing? But as with most of my ideas, these only work if you guys want to get involved as well. So, would you like to be part of an orchestra on Easter Sunday morning? We have a few things that we need. We would love you to be of a grade 3 standard or above, around that. If you're unsure as to what standard you might be, do come and chat to me or send me an email. And also you need to be in year 7 or above. So yeah, that would be youth and adults as well. let's open it for a week. Let's say you have a week to let me know if you'd like to be involved, and then we will assess whether we've got enough musicians to make this orchestra idea work. Let me know in the link below if you would like to join that.
And one last thing to share with you. A couple of weeks back, we had a day thinking about generosity as a church. If, as a result of that, you were considering whether you could increase your financial giving or change your financial giving, and you've yet to make any specific commitment to that, if you'd like to know more about that, we've got various resources linked alongside this video, and we'd love to hear from you. Do submit those back to us and send them to the office as indicated. Thanks so much.
Your life-giving light forever unfolds. Your word is a lamp that shines in the darkness, light that shows us the way, illuminates us ahead and behind. Jesus, the word, real and alive.